Today's Member Monday is going to be on William, or Bill, as he likes to be called, Giddings. He kind of has been coming to the session off and on, had a few health issues here and there, so I don't know if he'll be on today or not. But his current residence is Ames, Iowa. He grew up in Humboldt, Iowa. And when asked why he decided to join, he put to keep exercising, which, again, very, very common reason to want to join our online class. His favorite physical activity is walking. Bill has been together with his partner for 49 years, and together they have 4 children and 5 grandchildren. I do not have a picture to show you of Bill, and he did not supply any other information past that, which is totally fine. Must be pretty private, so that is totally fine. But I will move on from this one here, and then we'll go into our warm-up. So nice quick one, like I said, right? We'll go full screen. There we go. I'm glad I didn't forget that one. So I'm going to start us off with our warm-up, and I'm still going to try to use my watch, the stopwatch on my watch, which I'm not as comfortable with using. All right, but I'll do my best here. And I just want to take us through a nice, easy warm-up. All right, we're back on day 1 of our 12-day cycle. All right, so again, kind of starting off with some exercises that we are very familiar with here. All right, so the first warm-up exercise I have for us today is going to be our arm circles. All right, and as always, we're going to go with 20 seconds in each direction. We're going to start off small, and we're going to get larger and larger as we go. Just remember which direction you go on the first set, so you can go the opposite on the second. All right, so we're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. 20 seconds here. Make sure that we're breathing, and again, getting larger and larger at your own pace. Here we go. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Let those arms come down and dangle for a second or two. Now, let's do the same thing, but going in the opposite direction. All right. Go ahead and start. Keep that breathing. Getting larger and larger at your own pace. Very good. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. I've chosen a very creaky spot on the floor to stand. Maybe I'm just noticing that for the first time now. But our next exercise here, class, is going to be our arm swings with the internal and external rotation. All right. So just as always, when I close up my chest, I'm going to turn my thumbs down. And as I open my chest back up, I'm going to put my thumbs up to the ceiling and pinch my shoulders back. All right, we'll do this one for 30 seconds here together in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Remember, as always, I want that rotation to go from the fingertips all the way up to the shoulder. All right, we're going to get the forearms and wrists involved. We're going to get the biceps involved, as well as our shoulder muscles, those rotator cuff muscles. Very versatile movement here. Couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Let those arms come down and dangle. Now, last part of our shoulder warm-up and upper body warm-up is going to be our vertical reaches. So I'm going to find an athletic position here, nice and upright. Hips and knees are nice and bent. And I'm just going to reach up to one side, getting a little bit of a twist to that same side, and I'm even stretching out my fingers. All right, we'll go for 30 seconds together. Go ahead and start if you haven't already. Very good. Keeping that breathing as I go. slight twist to kind of really help open up the chest and begin incorporating some rotation. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now from here, class, I want to go into our disco stretch. All right. So here I'm going to find that same athletic position, and I'm going to bring this is my left hand going to my right knee. As always, when I reach up to the ceiling, I'm going to turn my belly button and have that follow my hand everywhere it goes. As I get looser and looser, I'm working on bringing my hand lower and lower on my leg. And as I do that, I'm keeping my chest and my eyes up, keeping my back flat, and pushing my hip back to now get that nice stretch in the hamstring. All right, let's get 30 seconds together in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. I'm going to show the side view here. We want to keep that back as flat as we can. We probably aren't going to be able to keep that perfect posture position quite as well here because we are getting some rotation with this. But again, we can work on keeping that chest up while we bend forward to touch lower and lower on the leg and get that nice hamstring stretch by pushing that hip back. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Let's switch sides. Now, my right hand's going to my left knee. All right, let's go ahead and go right into it. Go ahead. Again, get that good rotation. Make sure that belly button's following that hand everywhere it goes. There's a string tied to the hand, anchored at the belly button. Right? So where one goes, the other goes. Very nice. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. The last warm-up exercise I have for us today is going to be our leg swings. Okay? We're going to do linear leg swings because today we are focused more on the front of the thigh and back of the thigh as well as the glutes. All right? So it makes sense that we're going to warm those muscles up today. All right? Now I have my chair or my wall next to me for a little balance support. And I'm going to make sure that I'm emphasizing the back part of the swing as much as I do the front, okay? I'd like us to go for 30 seconds on each leg. We're gonna get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Nice smooth swing. I want you to go to a range of motion so that you feel your muscles getting a nice stretch on the swing leg. But again, don't go so far that we start to lose control of the torso. All right, keep that torso stable over the plant leg. You're probably feeling your muscles in your plant leg work as well. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Switch legs. That means I'm switching sides, and I'm also going to go a little more of a frontal view this time. All right, 30 more seconds here. Go ahead. Again, we want to keep the torso stable over the plant leg from a side-by-side motion as well, right? Keep that torso as still as you can. It can move a little bit, but not too much. 10 seconds left. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, I want to keep my chair here, okay, and talk about our balance progressions, okay? Now, I've had a little bit of, I'm not going to say trouble, but, kind of trying to brainstorm on how I'm going to keep progressing our balance work, okay? So, as you all know, we've kind of worked with 4 consistent stances throughout the entire semester. Right? Our wide, narrow, staggered, and tandem stances, which we're all pretty familiar with by now. We've also worked on various movements or different activities that we can kind of combine with any one of those 4 stances, right? We had the bilateral or both sides, right? We have both arms coming up and down, or one arm moving up and down. Our next progression was the 12-inch finger focus, all right? Next one after that, moving the head up and down, or keeping the eyes closed was the next one after that, okay? A lot of different things to remember there, okay? A lot of different things that you can choose to do during our 4 sets of 20 seconds of balance work, okay? Now, I don't want to add much more to that because there are so many things, but what I do want to do to kind of keep progressing us, right, kind of keep adding more challenge to that for those of us that want that, I'm going to add a stance, okay, a 5th stance to the 4 that we've been working on, okay? And that 5th stance is going to be single leg, okay? Lifting one leg from the ground and only having one leg help us up at a time. Now, we just did a single leg stance balance activity, all right? That leg swing that we've been doing since the beginning of the online class, that's already a balance activity, okay, on a single leg. Now, we can add, rather than doing that leg swing again, we can add the arms going up and down on both sides or one side, okay? And those are going to be the 2 movements that I'm going to emphasize for these 2 weeks, okay? That doesn't mean that we can't do the finger focus, okay? Or the moving the head up and down. That one's kind of hard. Or the eyes closed, all right? We can choose whichever one of those we want as well, but I'm just going to continue to emphasize 2 movements or activities at a time so that we follow a progression. So for the rest of the semester, we're going to have these 5 stances, okay? For the next 2 weeks of the semester, I'm going to be emphasizing both arms up and down or one arm up at a time, okay? With one of our 5 stances. The progression being that if you're feeling comfortable, you can do the single leg with one of those 2 movements, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, and as always, whatever activity I choose to do doesn't have to be the one that you do. You continue to do whichever one you prefer, all right? Now, I've talked plenty. Let's go ahead and get started. So pick out a stance, wide, narrow, staggered, tandem, or single leg. And again, I'm emphasizing both arms up or one arm up. And I think what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do staggered stance to start, okay, for myself. So I'm going to get our first set of 20 seconds started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. 20 seconds here. Choose a movement. Again, I'm emphasizing the arm up, both sides versus just one side at a time. Keep that chair next to you or the wall next to you if you need that balance. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, just like with the staggered and tandem, if you're choosing to do single leg at all with any of these stances, make sure that you're switching legs. You want to get an even amount of work on each side. Okay, so keep that in mind as we go if you choose to do that single leg. I'm going to switch my feet and stick with the staggered stance today, all right, for my second set. All right, let's get 20 more seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. I'm going to go one arm at a time here. Again, just showing different options. Very good. About 10 seconds left. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now, for my last 2, I'm going to do the single leg stance, all right, just to kind of show that new progression that we've added, that new stance, okay? So I have my chair, and notice I'm not going to have my hand on my chair constantly like I do with the leg swing, okay? I'm going to have my hand hovering above it, all right? And if I need to grab it, if I lose my balance, I can grab that chair, okay? But I'm not going to hold on to it the whole time because then we're not really doing as much balancing, okay? So here we go, single leg, and I'll go with both arms up at a time for this set. We're gonna get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. A little tougher to do both arms up and down and keep your hand in a chair. I'm gathering. All right. Have a wall next to you if you need to as well.
You have your keys. Okay, dog. Watch the dog.
3.
Okay, I gotta take off the mute.
Uh-oh, I hear somebody talking. You have a question on there somewhere? Hello? Oh, shoot. There we go. I thought I had a question. Sorry. Everybody relax there. Remember, I'm always kind of keeping my ears peeled if there's ever anything I need to fix or if anybody has any. I'm keeping my ears peeled for that. So just yell at me if you need to. All right. So last set here. All right, we got one more set. I'm going to switch legs now on my single leg, and I'm going to go with one arm at a time. All right. Now continue to do whatever you're comfortable with. We got 20 more seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Keep that breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Checking my time here. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. All right, that is it for our balance. If any of you tried the single leg, I'm sure some of you may have recognized maybe the same feeling of work being done in the single leg, that plant leg, as is being done in our leg swings, right? For both of those movements, right, we're getting that same isometric work in the calf, moving all the way up to help keep us stable, all right? So we're getting some strengthening in there along with our balance for that one. Now, I'm going to go to the wall here and talk about our power exercises, all right? So it's Monday. That means we got our hip thrusts. And here you see I have my heavy weights, all right? The heavier weights that I have with me here, I'm going to get set athletically. Now I have a little bit more hip and knee bend than I did in the warm-up, all right? I'm going to extend my hips forward powerfully, right, as fast as I can, and get these weights to come up to shoulder height or higher, all right, without work from the shoulders or the arms, all right? We're going to do 2 sets of 6 on that hip thrust, okay? Then one last little detail, again, make sure that you're pinching those glutes together at the end of the range of motion. So right here, we're pinching those glutes together, get that extra work being done for the...
My internet isn't working.
Oops.
I don't know why.
Uh-oh. Something just popped up on my laptop.
Mary has her sound on.
Okay. I also, for some reason, I have a weird screen that just popped up on my... A new version is available. It's Zoom telling me I need to update my thing. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. There we go. All righty. Maybe that's why my Zoom is getting slower, because it needs to be updated. All righty. Now, we have our catch step that we're going to pair with that hip thrust, okay? And we're all pretty familiar with that catch step. I always like to do my first set at the wall because I want to show that if we are worried about losing that balance, that we can always catch ourselves here, okay? As always, we're taking our time, letting gravity do the work, and then we react to that feeling of our center of mass moving forward on its own, all right? So let's get 2 sets of 30 seconds on that catch step, and then we'll get 2 sets of 6 on the hip thrust. Let's actually start with that hip thrust, all right? So I'm gonna get set athletically. Again, a little bit deeper of a bend than in the warm-up. Let's knock out our first set of 6 together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming out and back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. Hopefully, I didn't say it on that set, but hopefully we remembered to get that nice pinch of the glutes at the end of that range of motion for every rep, okay? Now, I'm gonna set my weights down. You can hold on to your weights if you want to during the catch step if you're not going to be thinking that you need to use the wall, okay? But I'm gonna go up our first set of 30 seconds together here in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Go ahead. Let gravity do the work, and you react to it. Very nice. Keep that breathing. Work on getting larger and larger steps. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. I want to fit that last step in there. All righty. Now I'm going to move away from the wall here, and let's knock out our last set of the hip thrust. So once again, I'm getting set athletically. We're going to get that nice glute pinch on every rep together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. All righty. Now, I'm going to move these dumbbells away from my feet so that I don't trip on the catch step. That'd be bad as one rolls back toward me. There we go. And we're going to go for 30 more seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Nice big step, right? Working on getting functionally longer. Very good. Keep that up, class. Nice big step. I can see those bodies moving in the boxes. Checking my time here. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Trying to fit that last step in there in the 30 seconds. Now, I'm going to, actually I need this chair, go into our resistance training sets here, class. Grab a sip of water for me if you need to, or just catch your breath while I go over our squat progression for today. And as always, class, we're starting off with our double leg extension. You see here, whether I'm in the back of the chair or the front, I can hold on to the seat and get a nice straight leg extension and come right back down. I'm keeping my nice tall posture as I go. We're gonna work on getting 12 reps of that exercise today into work, all right? Next progression from that is gonna be our sit to stand. And you see here, I have my, I guess you can just call it the neutral stance, all right? So my feet are shoulder width apart, but they're side by side, right? I'm not in any staggered stance of any kind. And then from here, I'm gonna hold my weights if I want to use them, okay? I'm gonna hold my weights in a goblet hold in front of my chest, right? You see here, my elbows are pointing out. I'm keeping the weights close to my shirt here, all right? And I'm just gonna work on standing up and coming right back down, making sure I know where that chair is every time I come down. Now, from a frontal view here, again, check out the knees, all right? We wanna make sure that we are shoving our knees out as we come up and come back down, okay? That's a very important thing that I probably don't talk about enough, all right? But again, just think about those knees going out to the walls on either side of you, okay? Exact same idea for the squat, which again can be body weight or with your heavy weights. I come down, shoving the knees out, and come back up, making sure the knees stay shoved out. From the side, I'm pushing the hips back, but I'm keeping my chest up and my back nice and flat. I'm finding a depth that's going to challenge me on that exercise. All right. Now, if we're going to go with the neutral stance, just like with the double leg extensions, we're just going to get 12 in total. All right. Now, if we're going to go staggered stance with either the sit to stand or the squat, right, we're going to get 6 with the left leg out in front, 6 with the right leg out in front. All right. And I'll let you know when we switch after we do those sets if you choose to use the staggered stance for those last 2 progressions. Okay. Now, the next exercise that I want to pair with that is going to be our bent over row. All right. Always want to mix a push with a pull. So the squat progression that we just did, that's our lower body push. Now we have our bent over row, the upper body pull. All right. I'm going to find my good athletic position. Hips and knees are bent. And just like in the name of the exercise class, I want to be bent forward a little bit more, okay, than maybe the upright row or some of the warm-up exercises we did. All right. So now I have my weight down here, and I'm going to work on pulling these dumbbells up to my rib cage. Okay. I'm pinching my shoulders back. I'm driving my elbows up to the ceiling, and then I'm coming right back down to start. Okay, as you can see here, I've switched to my light weights, the lighter of the 2 dumbbell sets that I have. That's because I'm going to be doing a few more reps on this one. I want to go with 2 sets of 15, okay, on this exercise. All right, 2 sets of 15 on that bent over row. So I'm going to set those down to start, okay, and let's begin with our squat progression. All right, either the double leg extension, sit to stand, or squat. Okay, so I'm choosing to use my weight. So I have my heavy dumbbells, in my goblet hold. And I'm going to go with a staggered stance, sit to stand here. Okay, so let's knock out 12 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up and back down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and switch feet if you're staggered. Keep going. 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. 11 and 12. Very good. I can certainly feel much more work being done in the back leg on that staggered stance. All right. Now, I'm going to find my light dumbbells here, and I'm going to move this chair out of the way a little bit. And I'm going to find my nice bent over athletic stance. All right. Let's knock out 15 of these together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming up and back down. That's 1, 2, pinch those shoulders back on every rep. 3, drive the elbows back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, going to 15, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more, 14, and 15. Very good. Now I'm going to set these down away from my feet, and let's go into our last set of our squat progression. I'm going to grab my heavy weights once again, and I'm going to go with a body weight, or not body weight squat because I'm holding weights, but our squat here, okay, which can be with just your body weight if you want to, all right, as always. I'll do a frontal view for the first 6 reps, and then I'll do a side view for the last 6, all right? So we're going to go ahead and get started together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming down, and then right back up. That's 1. Find a depth that's going to challenge you. 2, Shove those knees out to the walls. 3, 4, keep that chest up. 5, 6, switch if you're staggered. All right, coming back down and back up. That's 7, 8, keep the back nice and flat here. 9, pushing the hips back. That's 10, I think. 11 and 12. Very good. Now, I'm going to set my heavy dumbbells off on the side. We will need those later on in the workout. But right now, I need my light weights once again. All right? So I'm going to get set athletically. Hips and knees are bent. Nice bent over position. Let's knock out 15 reps together. All right? Let's go right into it. Ready? 1, pulling the dumbbells to the rib cage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, going to 15, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. I think that was 15. All right. I'm going to set these down. Grab a sip of water here, class. Catch your breath if you need to. I was trying to remember how many reps we do for the RDL. It's 8. That's how many I put for it. 8. All these different numbers I got to remember for each different exercise. All right. So, like I was saying, RDL today. I have my heavy weights once again, okay, because it's going to be a smaller number of reps. So what I want to do here, find my good athletic position, keep my knees shoved out. I'm letting those weights just kind of creep down the front of my legs here, all right? We really don't want to have a lot of space, all right? We want to minimize the pressure on the lower back. So I'm keeping my back flat. The weights slide down my leg. Find that mid-shin depth. Pushing the hips back, and then right back up, okay? Now, think about your hip thrust here, class. Remember, get that good glute hinge at the end of the range of motion, just like we do on that hip thrust, all right? That'll be 2 sets of 8. Don't forget, we can always use our resistance band for that as well if we want to add a little bit more resistance than what our dumbbells or weights can provide, okay? And I'll talk about that for my second set of the RDL. Now, the upper body exercise I want to pair with this is going to be our chest press, okay? Now, in the past, I think that I've kind of given a little bit of a recommendation toward I think it was the lighter weights we talked about with the chest press, with the horizontal adduction squeeze. And that's what we're going to do today for our upper body push. Now, I'm just going to tell you that you can use whatever you prefer, all right? You can go without any weight, you can go with your light weight, or you can go with your heavy weight, okay? But I'll demonstrate this exercise just to kind of refresh your memories on it. I'm going to get set here. I'm in my kneeling position. You all can be just standing. But here, my dumbbells are starting near my armpit, and I'm going to be pressing straight out in front of me, and I'm going to then touch the ends of the dumbbell together and squeeze them for about a second or two, and then bring them right back into the starting position, okay? Now that can be particularly taxing on the shoulders because we're also getting gravity pushing down on the weights as we hold our arms out. So that's where I'm going to recommend you use whatever weight you prefer, all right? Whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to knock out 2 sets of 10 reps on that chest press today. All right, just don't forget that good squeeze for about 1 or 2 seconds on the end of every rep, okay? And then we'll go ahead and get started with our RDL. All right, so I have my resistance band here or my heavy weights. You choose. I'll do the heavy weights for the first set here, and I'll do a side view as well. All right. So I'm going to get set athletically. I want to have a nice bend here, just like with my bent over row. All right? And we're going to knock out 8 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming down, back stays flat, back up. That's 1. Coming back down, back up. That's 2. Get that nice glute pinch at the end. 3, 4, 5. Get that mid shin depth. Push those hips back. I think that's 6, 7, and 8. Very good. So now I'm going to set my heavy weights down because I actually prefer to use my lighter weights for this one. But again, you do whatever you're comfortable with resistance-wise for this exercise. All right? I'll do a side view for the first set here. All right? So I'm going to get set here with my weights near my, let's say, yeah, near my armpits. All right? Let's knock out 10 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming straight out. Get a squeeze. Back in. That's 1. Coming back out. Get that squeeze. That's 2. Keep your hands at shoulder height. That's 3. 4. Pinch your shoulders back as you bring the weights back to your chest. That's 5. Halfway through. Keep it up. 6. 7, 8, 2 more. 9, last one. And 10, very good. I'm gonna set my light weights down right here so they're not near my feet. And like I said earlier, class, I'm going to use my resistance band for this second set of the RDL. As we know, that requires a double leg anchor here. So I'm making sure that the band is underneath the middle of my shoe, getting a nice stance, and I'm gonna wrap up some excess here for even more resistance. And now I can knock out my 8 reps with you all together, all right? We're gonna get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming down and back up. That's 1. Make sure you shove those knees out to the side. That's 2. Get that nice glute pinch at the top. 3, 4, halfway through, keep it up. 5, 6, 7, last one. 8, nice job. Now my resistance band, I'm still gonna need this for my next resistance training set, superset. But first, let's knock out our second set of the chest press. All right, I'll do a frontal view for this one. All right, got my light weights once again. Let's go ahead and get started together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming out, get that squeeze, coming right back in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, pinch the shoulders back as you bring the weights back to your chest. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more. 9, and 10. Very good. I'm going to set those down here. Catch your breath. Get a sip of water if you need to here, class. I'm going to go over our next resistance training set. And we may or may not get both sets in of both exercises. We'll see. But I want to first talk about our standing ab twist. All right. Now, this one requires a little bit of setup. Okay. Nothing that we aren't already familiar with, but I always like to go over it to make sure that we're all on the same page. All right. So with the standing ab twist, I have my resistance band here. I'm going to lay one end of the band on the ground. In my case here, this is the left end of my band. So I'm going to step on it with my left foot. Now I have the right end of the band in my hands here, and I can hold it in a goblet hold, all right? Now, because my left side of my body is my anchor, that means I need to be twisting to the right. We always twist away from the anchor, okay? If we twist toward the anchor, we're not gonna really get any resistance there, okay? Just keep in mind though, class, the closer that your foot, your anchoring foot, is to the moving part of the band, the tougher that twist is gonna be, all right? So you really wanna make sure that you have your foot on an appropriate spot of that band, so that way you have enough resistance to feel like you're doing a lot of work, but not too much to where you might hurt your back or anything like that, okay? So I'd like us to get 10 reps on each side, hopefully for 2 sets, all right? Now, the shoulder exercise that I want to pair with this doesn't require quite as much setup. It's going to be the upright row, okay? So here, as you can see from the side, I'm getting set athletically, all right? But I'm a little more upright than I was for the RDL or the bent over row, okay? So I'm going to be in this position here. My dumbbells, I'm going to go with my light dumbbells here, okay? Because we are going to go with 2 sets of 15 reps. So I'm going to work on pulling my dumbbells up toward my collarbone. You see my elbows are pointing up to the ceiling, and then I'm coming right back down to the start, okay? And again, we're working on more of the internal rotators, the muscles that are on the front of the shoulder, maybe the front of that rotator cuff muscle group, and even a little bit in our chest as well, all right? So that'll be 2 sets of 15 reps. Let's knock out our standing ab twist first. Excuse me. All right. I don't sneeze very often on camera, but excuse me there. So let's get our standing ab twist going first. I'm gonna lay one end of the band on the floor, all right? Make sure you put the same side foot down. So left end of the band, left foot becomes the anchor. All right, now I'm set athletically. I got the moving end of the band here. I'm gonna twist to my right for 10 reps in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Twisting away, coming right back in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Now to switch sides, I'm going to bring that end of the band that was on the floor. Now is going to go to my right side. Okay. Now my right foot becomes the anchor. Okay. Could be opposite for you depending on which side you started with. But now I'm in a position to twist 10 reps to my left. All right, because my right foot is the anchor. Let's go ahead and go right into these. Ready? Go ahead. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Now I'm going to set my band here where I can grab it again easily for my second set of that exercise. So I can now grab my light dumbbells. Again, I recommend we use those light dumbbells for this one. 2 sets of 15 here. All right. So I'm getting set athletically, a little more upright. We're going to knock out 15 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Back down. That's 1. Bring those weights up to the collarbone. Back down. That's 2. Driving the elbows up to the ceiling. That's 3. Keep your breathing as we go. That's 4. 5. 6. Nice and controlled. That's 7. 8. 9, 10, 5 more, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very good. Now I'm going to set these down. Let's knock out our thinking. I think on days that we do the Member Monday, right, that takes up a little extra time. I'm not saying that because I don't like that, because we want to do the Member Monday. But I think when we do take up that extra 5 minutes or so, it kind of takes away from our last superset, all right? So because I want to get our cardio in, and because I want to get our good cool down in as well, I think today I'm going to skip our last 2 sets here. So the last set of the standing ab twist, 10 on each side, and the last set of 15, I'm going to forego those today. All right, but if you want to do them on your own as well, you certainly can later on. All right, but I think right now I'm going to go to my cardio. All right, to again try to make sure this ends in a timely manner. So our first exercise today, I'm going to our really classic cardio exercises. They're going to be our cross-body punch and our cardio side step today, all right? I try to really space out how many times we do these two, all right? They are my favorite of the cardio exercises that we do. So I'm getting set athletically here, and I have a little bit of a bounce in my step, right? We always want to keep that bounce in our step like we're a boxer, right? Now, as I go, I'm going to punch with my right hand out toward my left, and see my belly button comes with. All right, I'm going to alternate sides as I go, maintaining my nice little leg drive, my leg bounce as I go throughout the set. All right, now the cardio side step, same position as we have in the crossbody punch. Now I'm just going to step out to the side, have the other foot meet it. Step out to the side, have the other foot meet it. All right, and then go back and forth. Okay, now don't forget, we also have that extra option for this one. If I turn my back side, I can step out and then hamstring curl. Step out, hamstring curl. All right, and go back and forth between those 2 positions. Okay, feel free to do either one of those 2 options. As always, both exercises here, class, are going to be 3 sets of 45 seconds today. All right, and I'm once again going to try my best to use my watch, which I'm not quite as comfortable with, but we'll get through it together. All right, so let's go ahead and get set. We're going to do the cross-body punch first, and we're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Keep that nice bounce in your legs, that nice leg drive as we go. Get that belly button to follow the hand as it goes out. Very good. If you're really getting a good bounce, it can be kind of odd trying to time out the bounce with the punch, all right? But we'll get the hang of it as we go. I know that we don't do this one as often as we used to. Get that nice twist. I really want your core working with this as well. Checking my time, 5 seconds till we transition here. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Cardio side step. Very good. I'm going with the more standard side step here. Don't forget your hamstring curl option as well. All right, find a pace that's going to challenge you here. I want you to be able to maintain that challenging pace. All right, from the beginning all the way to the end. All right, make sure we push through. We've got about 20 seconds left. Very good. Actually, more like 15, sorry. Got to do math here with the stopwatch. Now we're at 3, 2, and 1. Relax and reset. Cross-body punch. Now, one thing I forgot to say here, class, you can keep your eyes looking forward as you go if you start to feel dizzy. All right, that's always an option too. We can still get a nice twist to the torso and a nice straight punch out to the side. All right, whether your head is moving with the motion or not. Checking my time. Got about 15 seconds left here, class. Keep it up. This is our second time through on this exercise. 3, 2, and 1. Relax and reset. Cardio side step. Second set here as well. Now keep in mind, if we want to make this tougher, right, we have the hamstring curl option. We can also work on getting lower, all right? More hip and knee bend. As long as your posture stays right? Keep the chest up, keep the eyes up, keep the back nice and flat. We can also work on going quicker, right? We can go quicker, whatever you're comfortable with there, or we can take larger steps, right? Get a little more distance as you go. Very nice. Checking my time here. About 15 seconds left. Keep it up. I'll do the hamstring curl option for the last set of this one here. All right. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Cross-body punch. Now, we talked about posture in that cardio side step. We want to make sure that we are getting posture here in the cross-body punch as well. We want to make sure that we're punching to shoulder height. If you notice that you're starting to punch lower, it might be because we are beginning to hunch over, all right? So make sure that we are punching up nice and high, keeping the eyes up as we go. 10 seconds left, class, before our last set. Very good. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Cardio side step, and I'm adding that hamstring curl, like I said, that I would. Again, you do whatever's comfortable for you. Very good. Very nice. I think I went a little bit over on one of those sets. That's all right, though. Very nice. We're gonna go for about 20 more seconds here, class. Keep it up. If you're getting that hamstring curl, get that heel up as high as you can, as high as you're comfortable. Keep that breathing. We're almost done here, class. Keep it up. Very nice. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. We might have done closer to 5 minutes on that set. That's all right. Catch your breath. Grab a sip of water if you need to, while I quickly review the cool down for today. Make sure I know what I'm doing. Also count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All righty. I see a couple thumbs already ready to go. That's awesome. Couple more. Where's my Excel? Here it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right, just 5 stretches today, class. That's pretty good. All right, and I'll wait an extra second or two. I see another thumb. There we go. I got another thumb there. Thanks, Carol. All right, there we go. Got another one from Roy. I think that we'll go ahead and get started. I'm sure Steve's there somewhere too. There we go. And I want to go full screen. If I can get that little green button. There we go. All righty, class. So our first exercise today, our first stretch, is actually going to be at the wall. All right. And I want to go with our standing chest stretch. I'm going to move this camera up a little bit. There we go. So standing chest stretch, class. Now we worked the shoulder on the front and the chest as well. Okay, and that's important to remember because we have 2 options with our standing chest stretch, right? We can go with the arm at a little flatter angle, okay? That's gonna get more of the shoulder. You're gonna get the chest with both, all right? Doing either the flat angle or the steeper angle, okay? But in the steeper angle, you're gonna get a little bit more chest than you would at the flat, all right? So at the flat, we're getting shoulder emphasized, so I might recommend that one today. Up here, we're getting the chest a little bit more emphasized, all right? So do whatever angle you prefer, or even whatever angle is comfortable. We're gonna go for 30 seconds together in 3, 2, and 1. Remember, you're getting both chest and shoulder no matter which angle you choose. Just one angle emphasizes one muscle group over the other. I'm going with the more steep or upright angle to get a little more chest here. I'll do the flatter angle to get more shoulder on the second set. 3, 2, 1, relax. Let that arm come down and dangle. All right, now let's just pretend I have a wall here, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and go right into it. Again, I'm at the more flat angle here. That means I'm getting a little bit more shoulder emphasized, even though I am still getting some nice chest. I even feel this in my bicep and my forearm as well. Keep your breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We've got about 5 seconds left here, class. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Let that arm come down and dangle. Now, the opposite exercise of that standing chest stretch is going to be our arm reach across, all right? That's the one I want to go with here next. So, as always, we don't really need the wall for this one, but I'll just stay here because the next couple stretches we do need the wall. So I'm going to get set athletically, and as always, I'm pinching my shoulder back, keeping my shoulder blade in place, and keeping my shoulder stable. Then I'm bringing my arm across, and I'm pushing the arm into my chest, not bracing on the elbow, and we'll go for 30 seconds here together. All right, go ahead and start if you haven't already. Hopefully I don't go too far over the 10 o'clock mark today. Keep that breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. About 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Let that arm come down and dangle. Let's do the same thing now on the other side. And again, I'm pinching my shoulder blade back. I don't want that thing moving around when I pull my arm across, right? So shoulder blade stays in place, shoulder joint stays in place, and I'm pushing my arm into my chest. Think compression. All right, 30 seconds. Go ahead and start if you haven't already. Keep my breathing. Our next stretch class is going to be for the torso. We did a lot of twisting today in the warm-up, in the workout, as well as in the cardio. About 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Letting my arms come down and dangle. Now, from here, I'm going to keep my angle at the wall, but I'm going to turn it a little bit more. So, standing torso twist, right? We've done the dynamic torso twist, back and forth quite a bit. The standing torso twist, this is going to be more static for the cool down. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn toward my wall, but you see my lower body's facing forward, okay? And that has to stay consistent during the stretch. I'm going to turn, place my hands on the wall, all right? So now my chest and shoulders are turned about 90 degrees to face the wall, while my lower body stays facing forward. Don't forget, I can also reach up high, I can reach back a little further, whatever you gotta do to get that stretch in the torso on the opposite side of the wall, okay? So let's knock out 30 seconds on each side together in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. You can see here, to get a little more stretch, I'm putting my hands back behind me a little further, all right, than simply just putting them on the wall here. It really depends on your individual range of motion and your comfortability. 10 seconds left, keep it up, keep that breathing. Do your best to stay nice and upright with this stretch. 3, 2, 1, relax, very good. Now let's do the same thing on the other side. I'm just gonna pretend that I have a wall here, all right? Go ahead, start if you haven't already. Like I said with the posture class, we're twisted, so we're not quite in the same posture as we might be for a normal stretch that involves maybe looking forward. So just do your best to stay tall, right? Big chest, hits shoulders. Very nice. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, these last two stretches that I have are going to be more for the lower body, and we can stay at the wall or we can move to a chair if we want to. This first one's going to be for the front of the hip and thigh. It's going to be our classic 3 stretch choice for the quadricep and the hip here, or the front of the thigh. And the first one's gonna be that staggered stance quadricep stretch, all right? Remember, we have the back heel lifted, we're pushing the hips forward, and we're bending that back knee slightly, all right? And then we're either at the wall, or we have the chair there for our balance. Now, we can also choose to do our standing quad pull, all right? Now, both of those stretches are gonna be 30 seconds on each side. All right, so keep that in mind as you go. We're getting a lot of balance with those two. Now, if I want to take a seat, I can go into my chair-assisted lunge. All right, pushing my foot back as far as I'm comfortable and staying nice and tall while I push my hips forward. All right, we'll get 30 seconds on each side. Pick whichever one you prefer. And we're going to get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. There we go. I'm doing a chair-assisted lunge to start. Keep your breathing, class, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keep that nice tall posture. No matter which option you choose here, you want to keep that nice posture. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, go ahead and switch sides, class. I'm actually going to choose the standing quad pull for the second half of my stretch. Go ahead and start if you haven't already for 30 more seconds. I see some people gathering outside the door of the dance studio. Hopefully I finish up before they need to come in here. Checking the time. 10 seconds left on this one, and then we've got one more stretch and we're done for the day. 3, 2, 1, relax. Now the last stretch that I have for us is gonna be our classic hamstring. I'm gonna take a seat and scoot to the front of the chair. I'm gonna dig my heels in with my knees nice and bent. Back is nice and flat, big chest, pinch the shoulders. And I'm gonna get a nice forward lean while maintaining my posture. All right, we'll go for 40 seconds on this one together. In 3, 2, and 1, go ahead. 40 seconds on this one. Keep that posture, keep that breathing. In through the nose and out through the mouth, as always. About 20 seconds left, keep it up. Very nice. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. That's all that I have for you for today, class. I want to thank you all so much for participating once again, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.